want to give all praise, Salaki. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teaches the truth. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 1/3. And Shalom, peace and blessings to the Aqua who are listening in silence, that are making sure that they get the word, but they are not going against the rules of opening their mouth, but they are being silent. And Shalom to all the supporters of GMS. Shalom. So basically, as people already know, we are in Jacob's trouble. This is October 17th, early morning, Eastern Standard Time. To anyone that may listen to this message, for anyone that does and say in their heart that they do love the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh, and that does love the Heavenly Son, which is Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai, and those that believe in the Holy Spirit, which is the Rakakadash. Please listen up. I was listening to another brother's video, because it's good for all of us to listen to each other's videos and share each other's videos. But one of the brothers out in Idaho was talking about the sedition that's basically happening, that California, their police are going against the ICE agents. So they're passing a law against them. So this is letting you know that we are coming to that time of, as people would call Jacob trouble, but we are already in Jacob's trouble. There's soon going to come a time when we're not going to be out here on these highways and hedges, and we're not going to be out here doing these videos, because when everything starts popping off, it's going to pop off. So like, I will say this to all the brethren and all those that believe and those that just coming in, because it's always people just coming in, is that you got to start getting ready, right? As I'm driving to work, I'm on the, I'm out of Maryland, Baltimore. It's a little bit chilly this morning. It's see, what does it say, 46 degrees. It's a little bit chilly this morning. Now, I could deal with that type of, temperature, and I would be like, well, since I work indoors, I don't really need a jacket. But something told me, said, no, go ahead and get yourself a little jacket for this weather, because what if it just pops off that these ICE agents, start shutting down these highways. They already had shut down 295 like a month ago. And as looking at the brothers page, that they had the ICE agents were coming to the airports. They even try to get people that are traveling. So this is to show you that we are most definitely at this time. So imagine, even if you're trying to go back to your country, let's say that you are illegal and you want to go back to your country, they're still coming for you. Even if you try to self-deport, because they really don't want you to self-deport. They really want to put you somewhere where they can take your life. And this is not fear-mongering. They have shown, even on the news, that they're saying they've seen bodies washed up on shores with handcuffs, because they want to harm people, hurt people. And then you got the people in Chicago, their mayor is going against the ICE, and this video showing that the ICE agents had put tear gas on the Chicago police. Now they're doing the same thing in California. So California already declared a state of emergency. So this is getting out of hand, but these are things that must happen. And a lot of this stuff is going to first happen to the 2/3 that did not want to listen. But also, The only ones that's going to be saved out of this is the hopeful elect. And I'm hoping that I'm one of the elect. None of us really know. But we are hoping for it. We are all dreaming for it. We are all praying for it. And we all are praying for other brothers that they are for it. And that's what you're supposed to do as a hopeful elect. Praying for your other brethren. I wake up in the morning and I thank Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shava Kakadash for the elders and the bishops and apostles at Great Mill Stone. I pray that their families are protected, that they are somewhat stress-free. I can't necessarily pray to the Father and, hey, Father, let them live a stress-free life, because we got to be real. They got to be tested. We all have to be tested. So with that being said, we have to do our utmost to make our calling election sure. And this is not going to be easy. So whether you're doing a transit video or you're doing a video to show the truth with the scriptures, do your very best that you can with your situation. Because you even got brothers that I even noticed the time that they post their videos, some of them has changed. And that's showing you that times are changing. Because even myself, I try to get videos in by a certain time. If I think it might be busy, I might just do a transit video. That might all be able I can post for the day. I mean, I have a lot on my plate. But at least posting something, even if you're doing a walk video and you're quoting the scriptures. Hey, as long as this word is getting out, that's the most important part. We have to really have to do that, because these times are not going to get better. And like I said before, how this stuff might go down. I mean, you got to understand, with Trump in there, he can declare anything he wants technically. And I keep telling people, if he does not want to reopen that government, he does not have to reopen that government. Even if those people decide to agree with him, he can still whistle, I still feel like things need to be changed. And he can just keep it closed. And all that's going to do is make people more angry. Imagine with everything that's going on, and then you're not getting paid money. It's only brewing for people to get more upset. It's only brewing for that. And then you have the regular people that you would think they would not commit no crimes start to commit crimes. I even see when the stuff was going on in 2019, I am not going to say the celebrity's name, but the celebrity had the money, but for some reason, their card wasn't working right. And that celebrity was trying to get the groceries. And the celebrity was like, look, I don't have time for this bullshit. Took the groceries and rode out. Now, it was nothing talked about after that. He has done other videos after that, and it showed that I guess whatever happened got worked through. Maybe the store was like, hey, don't worry about it. But they did put it on the news that it happened. But it's showing you that it's going to get to this point. You're going to have people that would normally not do stuff. And it's going to get to that point. And people just need to wake up and smell the coffee, man. We have Nero that is in the office. He is back, reincarnated. And he's going to do what he's supposed to do. Because just as I brought out in the scriptures, that it is the Father who elects who he wants to be of this nation. If it's not of our brethren, and even if it is of our brethren, it's the Father is the one who elects who is to be in control. And it's the Father is the one that's put it in their heart to carry out his act of judgment. And his judgment is going to be on the 2/3. All right? And his judgment is also going to be upon the hopeful elect. Because we have to be tried in the fire. All right? And I'm hoping that all brethren that are of the hopeful elect make it through that. Myself, along with all the brothers at GMS. I hope they all make it. But I'm not the one to judge that. I'm not Yahweh. And I'm not the son of Yahweh Shai that can plead with the Father. Alright? So, I'm hoping that everybody gets their election. That they're a part of the fold. And we all hope for ourselves that the Father will show mercy upon us. That's why I try to do what I can to help out in the brethren as much as I can. But we are coming upon that time where it's going to start being all-out chaos. And once that all-out chaos is coming, we're not going to be able to go out there and preach. No one's going to have to really pretty much tell you, hey, stop going out on the hedges and the highways. It's going to be kind of really almost known. Like, hey, you know, they down there rioting, going crazy. So since they're doing that, maybe you should just stay at home. You know, it's just like if you see your house is on fire, you're not going to say, hey, you know what, dear, I know our house is burning, but, you know, since the fire's burning, you think you can still cook me a nice steak and use the house fire? No. The best thing for you to do is try to get everybody out the house and get all whatever possessions you can out the house before the house is totally consumed. And that's how it's going to be. Make sure y'all keep water in your vehicles, some form of dry food, some blankets, some decent clothes, because you never know. You might not be able to return home. It might get that bad. And I watched the video of seeing how we got these secret racist groups that's out here in America. And the FBI watches them, but the only time that they make a move on them is when they want to go out there and attack the police. That's the only time they make moves on them. So when we have these racist groups that talking about attacking people, you know, because I watched the video on it. And maybe I should post the video, then everybody can watch it. And they can hear it for themselves. And yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. But the thing is, the only time that they pounce on them is when these racist groups talk about killing the police. You know? Because if they talk about doing that to the police, you can only imagine what they're thinking about doing this to non-Caucasian people. So you have to think about that. So a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of stuff behind the scenes that is not talked about. And people have to truly wake up and smell the coffee of what is on the menu. Because this stuff that's on the menu is nothing nice. It's nothing nice at all. And all this stuff that's going on with this ICE stuff, you could be at the grocery store trying to buy some groceries, and they could roll up on you and say, where's your proof that you are a citizen of this country? So it's best to have your social security number, birth certificate, you know, of course your driver's license or ID. So you need to have all that stuff inside your phone. You need to have a picture of your birth certificate. If you was born here, you need to have a picture of your passport. You need to have a picture of anything that ties you to being here. Because these people will ship you anywhere that they feel like it. They do not care. They'll sit up there and tell your family, well, we're going to ship you back to Africa or ship you back to Venezuela or El Salvador, Bolivia. And they can say, well, you know, we don't give a shit. We're going to send this motherfucker to fucking China. And if they want to do that, they're going to wonder who's going to say to stop them. And if they do it and it gets on the news, they'll be like, well, we're working to get that person back to the place they're supposed to be. That's what they're going to say. They could just ship you out to the middle of the ocean and throw you out the damn plane. Who's going to speak for you? You have to remember who we are in the hand of. These Edomites have a short period of time. And they know this. Since they have a short period of time, they have to get what they got to get going done in this short period of time. Because once these race wars start happening and the seditions start happening, people are going to start picking sides. And as us, we're not on any side. So we have a lot that we have to go through. And we have to mix in with all this stuff. And have to get out of this stuff. But, Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Kakadash, they're going to watch over us. And make sure that we are taken care of. That's if we are the hopeful elect. And we're going to start seeing if we are of the hopeful elect. Especially after all this stuff happens. And all this stuff goes down. So anyone that believes in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that's already been here or just now coming into this, you better start praying. And praying hard. Praying fast. Praying for the brethren. Because you never know. With all this stuff going on, going from one place to another, you might end up running into a brother that you've been watching their videos. You might run into that. And just like Civil War, they're going to say, well, hey, well, what type of American are you? And you might be looking at someone that might look like you, and you might be saying, what type of person are you? You might have to say, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. You know what I'm saying? They be like, huh? All right, you already know. There ain't no brother. Watch them. Stay away from them. And even if they do say it could be an agent. Because there's agents out here. A lot of agents are out here. They act like they got our best interest, but they don't. Because just like watching the other brother video, he said he seen a friend. He has, well, not a friend, but a associate. He hasn't seen in years. Same thing happened to me. It has always happened. I even seen old teachers that I haven't seen in years. And I even seen, man, a teacher that I haven't seen, man. Oh my! I felt like in the movie Get Out when the dude went into the sunken place. Man, when I seen her, I felt like a little kid all over again. I felt like I was looking at her, but my mind felt like, you know, when you a kid, you know, you're not tall, so you're always looking up to your teachers. I felt like that, so small, and I'm just looking up to this teacher, and I'm like, oh my God. And then when I seen that teacher, and I seen the person that brought that teacher to me, and I'm like, how you know this person? These people went that far back to grab a teacher, basically from the first fucking grade, just to see if I recognize this person. But I act like I didn't recognize that person. But they had that person right there. And this teacher was old. And the teacher's looking at me like, yeah, this guy kind of looks familiar. You can tell that teacher had dementia. But that teacher still recognized me. But they brought that teacher to me on purpose to see if I could recognize that person. And I ain't even mentioned the teacher name. I just looked at the teacher and I felt like I was in a sunken place. And I looked at that teacher and I said to myself, I said, man, these motherfucking FBI agents, man, are really on my fucking ass. And this is way before I was in fucking GMS. Because I always been looking up shit, finding out other underhanded shit that this government been doing. So they've been on my ass for a long fucking time, man. Way before I got into GMS. So this lets me know that these motherfuckers are really out here. These agents out here, these Alphabet Club, they already have a big idea who the hopeful elect are or could be. And I'm not saying this to make it seem like I'm all that in a bag of chips, because I'm not. Because I could be one elect, and I could end up doing something stupid and fall to the side and not be elect no more. But the point, what I'm trying to say, even still, is that, yo, man, these people are watching, man. These people are watching. If you had a school ID or something like that, because I grew up like that, having a school ID, and we had to turn them in at the end of the year, each year. And we had a police officer inside of our school. Inside of our school. And if we did not have an ID when we graduated, we had to take a picture and give them that ID. And all that shit goes in a file, man. You gotta think, when you have your grades and shit like that, all that shit goes in the FBI file base. They take that shit, man. They got a whole dossier on your ass. On your grades, people that knew you, people that was in your class. They know all that shit, man. These people been watching the whole like just like the Matrix, just like the Jedi. They look for kids that could be potential. That's how they look at us, man. If you say that you did some type of crazy shit and you didn't know how you made it through it, they listening. They be like, oh man, that sounds like that could be a possible fucking elect. Watch his ass. Come on, man. You got people that's in Africa using angels on the left that are able to float in the sky, walk on fire, not get burnt, make stuff disappear and reappear. All that type of shit. And they do it there in Africa. And you got all these Caucasians that are traveling to Africa, that are taking their cell phones and video cameras, and that are videotaping this stuff. So when they see that, hey, yeah, man, this stuff is real. It really happened. And you got other celebrities, YouTube celebrities, that went over there and seen, like, yeah, man, I seen it from my own eyes. I got the video. I don't know how it happened, but it's real. They know that the powers are there and things can be done. That's why they watch the possibles of the elects. Because they're like, man, if this person gets this power, you know what I'm saying, man, how are we going to stop this person? If these people are able to make stuff appear out of thin air here, these people could just disappear on our asses. And that's how these people been doing it in Africa. But they use the powers on the left-hand side. And those powers are just a little bit of powers. Can you imagine you getting powers from the right-hand side? Unlimited? Man, you could just appear one place and appear the next place. Just like the movie Jumper. He said no one should be able to have that power. And the guy said, well, why they want to worry about us? He says, because we can do whatever we want. We can be in one place and then go to another place. Those powers are real. We think stuff that we watch in the movie theater sometimes is not true. No, a lot of stuff is true. They try to see who are the ones that actually believe in it, or who are the ones that actually might have accidentally done it, who might have accidentally teleported their asses somewhere and came back, or they actually might have seen something that they wasn't supposed to see. Man, that's all I got to say, man. Shalom, man.